Hello and welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time we're going to be talking about doomsday. Actually, that's not true. It's doomsday. The day that someone called Doom has. Yeah, that was news to me as well. Now, there's been a lot of pushback about Doomsday, or Doom, as a character from Doctor Who fandom. Hey, Doctor Who fandom kicking off about something? Who would have thought it? No, seriously. They're just not as happy a bunch as usual. Anyway, I didn't know much about Doomsday. I knew there was a fairly low-budget promo done. So low budget that it could have been, I don't know, a Doctor Who thing from the past. Do you remember? Let's not be judgmental, shall we? But there's been pushback. It's one of those multi-platform things where you have to spend cash in order to find out what's going on. Cash that at the minute not a lot of people have got. So, some things have been released as comics, some things were a BBC audio, that kind of thing. Anyway, this last round were 1, 2, 3, 4. Each story takes place in 1 hour of Doomsday. Get it? Good. Now, as soon as someone gets announced as playing a part in Doctor Who, I do as any good Doctor Who fan does, and then instantly follow them on social media. That's what we do. So that's kind of what I did. I instantly followed Suze Kempner. Very fun thing to follow. Nice. The social media is very fun. That's great. She's very cool, nice, funny, always good. So, the thing is, I didn't know anything. I went into this blind. I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting one doctor per story. That didn't happen. And then I looked at the cover, and it had, and this is what piqued my interest, Paul McGann and India Fisher. Yeah, this has got a brand new 8th Doctor and Charlie story. Think about that for a minute. Something we've not had for a very, very long time. A new 8th Doctor and Charlie story with them actually in it. It's not a companion chronicle or whatever you want to call them these days. It's new. That's going to keep you going. So I'm going into this cold, let's put it that way, with very low expectations. And then the first story, well, no, let's do this properly. Let's give it the respect it deserves. Someone has sent a literal death after Doom. She can only outrun it for 24 hours unless she can find the Doctor. Tick tock. As Doom's final hours come into sharp focus, she'll need to do whatever is necessary to complete her mission, find the Doctor, and escape what increasingly seems like the inevitable. But how best to find the person who can save Doom's life? Will the Doctor's friends be her salvation, or perhaps the Doctor's enemies will be the route to survival? Doom is about to travel across thousands of years of time and light years of space in search of her last best hope. But even if she finds the Doctor, will a person who is all about saving lives help a person whose job is to take them? Doomsday is almost over. Time is running out. This could be the end. See, it kind of goes in. The one thing that this needed, the one thing that this box set needed was a previously on, or hey, this is why she's trying to find the Doctor, or just some hints and tips about what happened in hour 1. No, none of that. You're left picking up the pieces, even when you get to the very end of 4 hours worth of audio, 4 hours plus, 4 individual stories plus, you go, I'm still not really that much of the wiser. I know she's an assassin. I know she has to find the Doctor to sort something out. But what exactly is she sorting out? It's still not clear. We really could have done with some sort of sleeve notes, let's call them that. Story 1, Dawn of Everlasting Peace, by Jacqueline Rayner. Jacqueline Rayner always produces some very, very good work. Venus, 3975, the day of the non-aggression pact, the perfect, iconic location for the assassination. But Doom's mission is about to become much more complicated thanks to an explosive plot to undermine the treaty itself. There is an emotional core in this, And we are introduced to Doom in a kind of a Dalek's master plan kind of a background thing, which you can kind of live with. No one's, apart from Jack Rayner, is an enormous Dalek's master plan fan. Nope, not a lot of people. Well, it's a long story. It's got a lot of very, very interesting design choices, and that's the kind of universe we're in. So already it's starting to feel a bit clunky, but the emotional core of the story as provided by Jack really does pay off. We're introduced to Doom, and you're sort of going, okay. Bits of it are beautiful. Bits of it are truly fabulous. Bits of it just make you go, well, let's find out some more. I need to know what's going on, because I still don't know. Story 2, A Date with Destiny by Robert Valentine. Again, Robert's done some cracking work. A romantic dinner turns life-threatening for an unsuspecting human in 2007. But this time Doom has a competition, and if she loses, then her chance to find the Doctor could be snatched away from her. Cue an action-packed chase through the streets of London, but has Doom met her match? Now, we know that Jackie Tyler is on the box. We know that this is set in London in 2007. You can put 2 and 2 together and you'll end up with Jackie Tyler in the story. The first one had no one from Doctor Who in it at all. Jackie Tyler at least appears in this one. That's fine. Nicely done. It's nice to hear Camille, doing Jackie, classic Jackie, rather than evolved Jackie like we get in the Dimension things. But then you've got The Howling Wolves of Zan Pear by Simon Clarke. Listen to the description. A warring world of wolves. Doom's target turns out to be the puppeteer of the warring Zan, a silent. But what if she's already completed her mission? How would she know? What was her mission in the first place? No time to waste, the countdown is on. So the Silents are the reoccurring Doctor Who villain. You've got a pack of dog-like creatures on this planet, really nicely done. The whole pack thing's great. And you've got a lovely civil war. And then the Silents, because let's face it, the Silents have got a weird motivation that, if you think about it too long, just vanishes out of your head, just as if they're a silent. Never been a huge fan of the Silents, but weirdly, given that they're called the Silents, they work very well on audio. Surprisingly, everyone. And that leads us to The Crowd by Lizzie Hopley. Lizzie's done some great work of late. Follow the crowd, that's what they say. In this case, however, devastation, murder and destruction follow this particular crowd. Doom's next target, but amongst them, an unfamiliar face with a familiar name. Could this be Doom's salvation? This is the one that we've been waiting for. This is the 8th Doctor and Charlie story. The crowd are very, very interesting race. And you know what? I want them to reoccur. They're fascinating. They're a genuinely creepy evolution from within Doctor Who. And of course they can come back. Let's face it, that's the kind of thing we need. And the pseudo-historical settings, very, very good on this one. I went in expecting nothing, and by the time I left, I was kind of going, you know what, I actually want to know how this ends. I also want to know how it begins, because I'm still not completely sure. This finishes with 5 minutes left of Doomsday. And those 5 minutes exist now, because it's the BBC and everything needs to be available, in a downloadable text format, available everywhere. So what I might do is I might put it in the show notes at the bottom, so you can find out exactly how it all ends, because I think that bit's written by James Goss. And I'm going to read that myself. But what I need to do is see that this is better. People have argued saying, what if Doom was your first introduction to Doctor Who? Well, I was speaking to my mate Luke, and his first introduction to TV Doctor Who was, Dimensions in Time, and he still loves the show. So it's fine. However you come in, whatever your entry drug is, it's not a problem. And Sue's performance is great. I'd like to see Doom evolve and even reoccur, and I didn't think I'd be saying that. I'll let you hear the trailer and decide for yourself, because you've probably already made up your mind, and you've probably gone, not for me, think I'll skip this one. But you're going to miss out on a really nice Charlie and the 8th Doctor story. Could you live with yourself? I don't know. So until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, the worlds of Doctor Who, Doomsday, Dying Hours.
Down and, well, I won't say safe yet. Down and not immediately dead will do for now. So, what next, Terry?
Tracking data uploading to your scanner.
Any intel on the target?
No, you'll find out when you find them.
Hold on to your hat!
But Zephon, I'm not wearing it.
So you're really the Doctor? You?
Yes, I'm the Doctor. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you don't act like him. Them.
Well, change brings change, doesn't it? Clearly, I'm a more proactive incarnation than you're used to, that's all.
Bloomin' dangerous, more like.
That too. Silent. You've been here all along, haven't you? Watching me from the moment I arrived. Misdirecting us.
You will obey my commands.
I will not. I obey.
Human, what is your purpose on Zanthia?
To kill Charlak.
She's got pictures of the crowd. Some kind of list.
Yeah, she saw my face among them and assumed I was a member.
The Doctor's not a crowd member. He's made stopping them a personal mission. Doctor, who is this fool?
The name is Doom, and you have a very unfortunate mouth.
Get out of my way, Doom!
I really wouldn't pull that trigger if I were you.
Yeah? Well, you're not me!
5, 4, 3. Be good to each other. Bye!
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @TinDogPodcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.